bari biyo ken kontan batale bari inatal pour kanna bullo ko jibe
ito kontan tale makura bari ala ya lonte man kontan de makura kana nyina ko teninte belbe tuba dudula kilimoto
o moto nyalti kay
ngokko di ba kato ki nan jang pour yena dula dada ni tata na dula to makura ala ya lon njuso malla ama hani futa dula to dula din anu birite loro commencé woni bitema ama hani me
non ama me to nyalom
ke bara fonye mune muy la kulloti
ndela kullu balu waldi
balu
ha
way fo balu ko loro fanankele
ikal loro fanankele
nyin kunna soniata ta www.baluwo.com anim baluwo isela bulloran jorangol be sang anila kudula asatare mambata jorangol membuko cementol kenyo babarol nil peruol woninga nyon jamal ta baluwo.com yin jorangol be sang ila dinkira bado adungite batala je anim baluwo ifangole marate la kudula.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Touray, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mamadou Sow, Assistant Inspector General of Crime Management, Demba Sow, Assistant Inspector General of Police Administration, Ibrahim Abba, Assistant Inspector General of Police Operations, Pate Jallo, the Police Advisor, Tamsir Jase, police commissioners here present, senior officers, and the media, welcome to this maiden press briefing of the Inspector General of Police, Sidi Mukhtar Touray, since his appointment as the Inspector General of Police for the Gambia Police Force. You are welcome to this briefing. We'll actually get into the program proper, and it's going to go this way. We will have the Inspector General of Police to brief the media. Thereafter, we will invite no more than 5 questions. No more than 5 questions. On that note, I would want to take this opportunity to invite the Inspector General of Police, Sidi Mukhtar Touray, to the podium.
Good morning, everybody, once again. Before I delve into matters, I want to take this singular opportunity of thanking all of you for honoring our invitation, despite this short notice, to come and answer to our call. Inspector General of Police, responsible for operations, Pate Jallo. Not to forget the advisor to the IGP, Mr. Jase. Senior officers here present, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my singular honor and privilege to welcome you all to my 90 days in office. The press briefing is deliberately calculated to clash with the 90 days of being in office. we have given ourselves some tasks and some assigned duties, and this we famously call the 90 days deliverables, and this is the information that we want to share with you. It is not a case of being appointed for 90 days and deliberately refusing or shying away from talking to the media. We want to see our successes, our challenges, and the way forward in the general administration of this institution. It is amazing how time flies. Difficult to believe that it is 90 days since I assumed the mantle of leadership for this institution. The pleasant memories of my welcoming ceremony in this very hall on the 22nd March 2024 are still very fresh in my mind. And the kind words that were spoken by colleagues, and more importantly, my predecessor, still rings in my ears. You might also wish to know that my predecessor has been elevated to the position of the Honorable Minister of Interior, where he still has oversight responsibilities over this institution. But anyway, that's just by the way. Coming to the reason for today's auspicious gathering, I am delighted to stand before you to give account of what has been achieved thus far and what are the activities that are planned for the future. The statement will cover the following areas: the strategic vision of Gambia Police Force, strategies deployed to ensure safe communities across the Gambia, the successes that have been registered, challenges that we encounter, and what we think is the way forward. Now, let's go on item number 1. That's the strategic vision. From March 15, 2024, I had my apprehensions, given the fact that I am coming from a different service altogether, which is the Gambia Immigration Department. Having served for close to 30 years at the GID, and also manning certain strategic positions, I am aware that inasmuch as the service has similarities, but there are distinctive cultures built over decades that officers subscribe to. Notable among those is the culture of esprit de corps. Servicemen and women are known to close ranks and support their own through thick and thin, which in itself is not a bad thing. You might be wondering, how could the Inspector General of Police say such a thing? Am I not supposed to be the paragon of honesty, professionalism, probity, and accountability? If you ask me this question, my answer will be a resounding yes, exactly, that's how it's supposed to be. Members of the media, brothers and sisters, I found in this noble institution, Gambia Police Force, officers that held my hand and showed me the ropes in record time. They made sure I hit the ground running, and I'm very grateful. My learning journey was facilitated by open and frank discussions I had with members of my senior management, and also at strategic level, as well as tactical and operational level officers. In the first weeks of my tenure, we revived the daily senior management team briefings, where we discussed pertinent security issues and proffer appropriate solutions to address them. We equally invited units and section heads to make presentation of their unit's mandates, staff, achievements, challenges, and make recommendations for the way forward. I will hasten to add that not all the challenges highlighted during this presentation series are resolved. The quick wins were addressed as we speak, such as training, office equipment, furniture, mobility, and criminal investigation tools. To ensure career development opportunities for officers are standardized and transparent, we set up the Training and Development Committee, otherwise known as TRADOC, headed by a very experienced and knowledgeable commissioner during the few weeks of my tenure. we are still working on major issues such as infrastructure projects, uniforms, logistics, and related matters. God willing, inshallah, we will be out of the woods. Having said that, the strategic vision of Gambia Police Force is to be a professional, accountable public service, respecting human rights, and more importantly also, the rule of law. We move to item number 2. Strategies deployed to ensure safe communities across the Gambia. It is widely believed and said, a vision without a strategy is as good as dead. Now, to ensure the vitality of our vision to make Gambia a safe haven for law-abiding citizens, this is very important, law-abiding citizens, we say, residents and visitors alike, the fine men and women of this institution has deployed the following strategies: intelligence-led gathering, robust day and night patrols to prevent commission of crimes, continuous training of personnel to maintain their effectiveness, strategic deployment of the police intervention unit and the anti-crime personnel across the country to provide armed support to general duty police officers and other sister services, regular sensitization on crime prevention and road safety, and also the establishment of the highway patrol unit. Agenda number 3, successes registers. During the period under review, we have registered successes in our operations and activities. I will not bore you with the minute details, but highlight some few key achievements. Chief among them are, we have successfully validated the org chart and the National Policing Strategy 2024 to 2028. Patrols were heightened, leading to significant reduction of violent crimes. The robust posture maintained by GPF led to these successes. We have distributed 150 radio sets to facilitate secure and timely communication among officers. This is courtesy of the OIC Secretariat and the government of the Gambia. We have equally renovated the anti-crime headquarters, their offices, and other facilities. Computers and hardware were also distributed, as well as furniture to improve the working condition of our colleagues in the stations. During the period under review, and that's the first half of the year, we have generated a revenue for the central government amounting to $111 million thus far. We have also provided 5 vehicles to the police intervention unit, the crime management, and the highway patrol to enhance their operational effectiveness. Again, courtesy of the government of the Gambia and the OIC Secretariat, 60 motorbikes were deployed to the highway patrol unit to enhance road safety, and particularly the Betty Harding Highway. Indeed, this has paid dividends because road traffic accidents have reduced drastically. Not all the 60 bikes were given to prevent road accident on Betty Harding Highway, but we ensure that distribution is decentralized, and each region in this country benefited at least 6 motorbikes. As we speak, this very morning, there is a function ongoing at the mobile traffic unit where 15 additional motorbikes will be handed over to them with all the accessories that is needed. A community policing caravan is underway in all the regions. The exchanges during such caravans are aimed at raising awareness about sexual and gender-based violence and referral pathways to support SGBV survivors. Now, you cannot talk of successes without, of course, talking about challenges. The two are the yin and the yang of life. Even in our respective homes, we have challenges there. But it's very good, to manage such expectations. Just as we register some successes, we have encountered our fair share of challenges. Like I did for the successes, I will spotlight a few of these challenges to give you a glimpse of what we are up against. The main challenge we are faced with is capacity gaps in areas of forensic and DNA evidence. In tandem with modern trends in policing, we want to introduce use of forensic evidence in proving our cases. The use of forensic evidence will enable us to minimize human error and biases during criminal investigation and eventually prosecutions. Our learned colleagues in the judiciary will say, it is better to free a guilty suspect than convict an innocent person. Another challenge we have to deal with on a regular basis is the lack of adequate mobility and operations. Of course, we've earlier mentioned the plans that are in the offing to ensure that those are mitigated. Most of our police stations don't have operational vehicles to respond to public calls for police assistance in a timely manner. Fortunately, in a few weeks, this will largely be resolved. Digitalization of our workflow and records management is another area that we face serious challenges. For us to be more effective and efficient in our operations, the GPF needs to transition from paper-based documentation and work processes. Digitalized mode of work is faster and cheaper. The turnout of officers contributes immensely to their professionalism and self-confidence. Currently, we are not able to provide sufficient uniforms to all our officers, we must admit. However, significant efforts have been made to provide at least one pair of uniform to every officer with the intention of increasing that to 2 pairs in the next fiscal year. The model police stations and barracks for PIU and ACU personnel could be better. Plans are underway to construct 6 more model police stations in the regions to address this challenge. What is the way forward? Now, to chart a path forward, I will attempt to forecast the plans for the future. The administration is working with government and international partners to enhance the Gambia Police Force forensic capabilities. I won't give you specific details on this now, but discussions are ongoing for specialized training for officers, and procurement have been initiated to get tools for the forensic unit of the GPF. And here also, I want to thank government for appropriating $5.3 million to support the forensic lab. We are also optimistic that in the next coming weeks, hopefully, inshallah, we will be supported with at least 20 vehicles to mitigate our operational challenge. We are getting closer and more closer to the budget bilaterals. And what we intend doing is to engage the Minister of Finance to possibly increase the budget line to enable us supply uniform to every police officer at least 2 pairs annually. With the support from the European Union and the German Federal Police, in the year 2025, plans are at a very advanced stage. We will be able to construct 6 additional model police stations in Brikama, Farafenye, Sami Karantaba, Basse, and Makamasire in the URR. As we speak, construction of another model police station funded by the UNDP is 60% done. If all goes well and according to the timelines attached to the project deliverables, we should be able to inaugurate this station in November of this year. And it is located in Essew in Newmi. Before I conclude, I want to talk about certain pertinent issues that is affecting not only Gambia Police Force, but this tiny and blessed nation of Mama Gambia. Issues about land dispute, drug abuse and peddling, hate speech, tribal jingoism. I think Gambians are renowned to be very honest, disciplined, and straightforward individuals. Discipline is a prerequisite for development in any society, more so the security services. The servicemen and women in uniform come from society. I was a civilian 30 years ago, never dreamt of putting on uniform. My plans were for other sectors, but this is predestination. It is God the Almighty who said I will wear a uniform up to a certain period in my life. But again, in the next couple of years to come, where I will proceed to start on statutory retirement, if I retire, I am not going to wear the uniform again. Essentially meaning, I was a civilian yesterday, but tomorrow I am going back to be a civilian again. Therefore, we are one and the same. And in view of this reality, it is important for us to inculcate discipline in our children and encourage decorum in our public discourse. The rhetoric in our public discourse is bellicose and very unpleasant because the name-calling, hate speech, and outright personal insults directed at people that you disagree with. I think as Gambians, collectively, we can work towards completely eradicating this menace. This is alien to us, and we need to correct this disturbing departure from our refined manners. Democracy, we were told, does not mean people are free to do or say as they please. Democratic freedom comes with personal responsibility. Let's be responsible members of society. And let me say this, and let me be on record. Each and every one of us, whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Muslim, or any faith that you belong to, we have all been told from childhood to be respectful to elders. When I was young, growing up in the village, if an elderly person sees the child of someone else doing something that is bad, that parent will discipline that individual. If you cry and go back to the house and report to your parents that so-so person, has flogged me or has beaten me, and you were asked what did he do and you narrate, some parents will even beat you even more. But we are completely deviating from that. And I don't think society will be kind to us if we continue policing this country in that manner. Issues about diatribe, violent rhetorics, insulting our elders, insulting our leaders must have to desist in this country. And I am saying this, there will be no selective justice. Rule for one, rule for all. And if anyone dare to challenge this statement from the Inspector General of Police, as soon as we finish this press briefing, you can go in the air and start insulting elders of this country. We will not relent. We will execute our functions as law enforcement elements of this country.
Thank you, General. Thank you.
Issues relating to land dispute, more especially from us, the Kombongas. Land dispute, 85% of it in this country happens in the Combos here. And incidentally, I am an indigenous member of the Kombo community. But again, also, we want to make it very clear. I came from a lineage of traditional rulers. My father was an alcalo. His father was an alcalo. Today, it's my own brother who is an alcalo from my own community. But let this message be very clear to all traditional rulers. If you issue out land to multitude of innocent people, all having their authentic documents, where litigation is the only solution, we will not be kind with you. Equally, the relevant authorities that are responsible to issue out land documents, you have 3, 4, or sometimes 5 people, all of them having valid document from one office. Are you not knocking the heads of individual innocent people together? This must have to stop. And again, we will not be lenient with anybody who is found wanting or perpetrating this act. We got to sanitize the society, and in doing so, all hands must be on deck, and we count on you, the media, to support us in this area. Drug trafficking and peddling. Of recent, there are very many successes of apprehensions at Banjul International Airport and sometimes even at our land frontier. That means we may not be a source, but the country is a transit. And here, the efforts of relevant authorities at Banjul International Airport needs to be commended. It goes without saying that syndicates, cartels, whether you are already operating here or you have plans to come and operate here on transit, final destination, we are on your watch. I will ensure that robust laws governing the control of drugs and illicit drugs in this country are executed to the fullest. Threats to national security, of course, includes drug trafficking, transnational organized crime, which is mainly perpetrated either within or at our entry and exit points. I want to conclude by appealing sincerely to Gambians to continue supporting the Gambia Police Force in our quest to make Gambia safe for all, irrespective of your race, gender, social status, creed, or political affiliation. I reaffirm my administration's commitment to the Gambia Police Force. And our mission is to provide an excellent service, protecting and serving the people of Gambia and others that are resident here. Once again, we count on you to accompany us all the way to realize this mission. I appreciate your kind attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Inspector General of Police Sidi Mukhtar Touray, for that very wonderful deliberation. with the media highlighting from the first day of assumption of the position of the Inspector General of Police to date. He rightly mentioned there has been some challenges, equally there has been some successes, which he has already highlighted. And I think from what he has already stated, for the Gambia Police Force, and by extension for the Gambia Police Force and the leadership is more than ready to ensure that this country is safe, the peace of this country is maintained, and that the Gambia Police Force will do everything possible to ensure that for what we are known for as Gambians, the smiling coast of Gambia, the peaceful nation of the Gambia is maintained. And this is for that reason is why the Gambia Police Force is here. Going forward, as far as the program is concerned, we would want to invite 5 questions, and we're going to do this way. I would want the journalists here to identify themselves who want to ask these questions so that we can be able to do this in an orderly manner. The Inspector General of Police will then respond to your questions. 5. Beyond the 5, you can refer your questions to the Public Relations Office. We will handle them if they require further explanation. Please. The floor, yes. You please state your name and the media house you are coming from.
My name is Assistant from London. Thank you very much for that amazing deliberation. For the first time, we are having such a thing, and I hope it's going to be a continuation. My question is: you mentioned about the challenges. One of them is mobility, which is a key important thing for the police to basically have mobility in terms of executing some of these things and also tackling crime. Are there any strategies made by the police in terms of, giving out mobility, whether it's going to be bicycles or other things to the police to be able to basically execute their job effectively? Thank you.
Is she listening?
Are you with us?
Okay. Thank you very much for your question. One thing I can assure you, the press briefing from the Inspector General of Police will be every 90 days. In the interim, we have a very vibrant press office headed by Sisao. If the media people, the journalists, you have any clarification, any comment. In fact, this is already is ongoing. You can liaise with his office. And sometimes he will touch base with me or with my personal assistant to get responses. The issue about mobility challenge, I did mention in my speech, we are highly hopeful, very optimistic that very soon additional vehicles will be provided, not only by our partners, but even central government. And if this happens, we want to do the distribution across the length and breadth of the country. Thank you very much. Okay. Pa baraka bake, ilo nyini karo kumayata. Bari yalo mbenga lo nefana kunu, wole ka kenu, wole ka fonu. Mote parela kanyi responsibility ta kafoko ye nyinne atinin nati no. Bari ka graduate wolon ka bo level doto kata level doto. Wofana ka watu tale pour ya soto no ile fitala nyame. Min tambita kunun womu kunun neti. Bari mbe bile kono. Yo, ntela focus anina concentration be daming wolon kabrin lungo minna ala yang harije nyim place la fo yang appoint. Ma foko abe kelale overnight bari mbejikiri nefana ko dol mi ya lon ka kenun kunu tumando binta muruna nan woka. Mol mi yente long yenji ko long tumando e wol dol lontole nkala fika to nya fasa bag banim polisol tata mo noma ko inati noma le pour ye ne danku police station auto Ni order butter from the top. Ni la fit attack o order butter ntelea. Amanke problem. Because ita wulla rek ita mo noma. Waya ta minu betul fana e santola wolma wo kalamuta wara wolme bulo. Ba minu betul fana e santola. Tumando ntolle fana ntol mimbe siri nyan tolle be woli e santola. Ñun min fana be siri nyan bi alta ko lantel be e santola. Wata muta kon tolle ngadi la rek. Ngata wo ma. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Bale. You've mentioned in your question that same authentic document is being issued to multitude of individuals, and perhaps is coming from one office. Now, the person responsible for the issuance of those documents is culpable in the act, isn't it? We are saying if it is you, I'm citing an example, we will go after you and we will arrest you. Then what is left is for us to process and pass it to the judiciary. Happy to tell you that within the ranks of Gambia Police Force, we have very intelligent, highly educated lawyers who are heading the prosecution unit of this institution. And we rely heavily on their expertise, their knowledge, to move the institution as it relates to prosecution of cases. Emel, somehow you are very unkind to me because you are knocking my head with my colleagues. Anyway, on a more serious note, I appreciate your question. The saying also goes, Rome was not built in a day. Today is 90 days. But staff remuneration is highly in our plans. But these are areas that we can't execute alone. We must have to engage the relevant authorities to ensure that police service look very attractive. This is something that we will not relent. And as we speak, we are on our current budget bilateral preparations. The commissioner responsible for finance is here with us. And we will ensure that this is input in the document. But of course, we will try to go and defend our submission, but the ultimate approval does not lie with us. So you understand that we don't have 100% control over this, but that's the wish of the management. Thank you.
That's the last one?
No.
Okay, all right. Yes.
Good morning.
Yes.
My name is Landin Sise from KEFA. My question is regarding the prosecution of cases. I'm always at the High Court and the Magistrate Court. One of the reasons the prosecution field is, the witness statements. I remember in the prison trial of Salafadera and others, one of the accused persons' witness statement was actually, struck out because there was no independent witness. And the police are going on that form. Are we going to see a video recording of accused persons while the police are obtaining their statements in order to ensure that their statements are admitted into evidence? Because most of the time they would be allegedly refuse to, refuse that they give that particular statement to the police. And then if there is no independent witness, the statement is usually struck out. And also, some of them, even if there is independent witness, they will say there was no independent witness. So are we going to see the police as part of the reform providing video recording to the court in order to prosecute these cases?
Thank you. Thank you. Understood.
Thank you. Thank you. The issue with him is for them they are usually not too bright. You are citing an example. You're citing an example of something that happened 2 years ago, and that's the trial, the treason trial. My focus is 15th March, moving forward. Please, I don't want to be rewinded. When those things were happening, I was not occupying this position. Somehow I feel that would be unfair to me. Should I go after everybody who must have committed an offense or crime prior to my ascension to this position? Then how many people am I going to grip? I can't do that. My focus is from 15th March, moving forward. And if you want to measure my achievement or shortcomings, please, with all honesty and fairness to me, start it from that day. Okay, I am coming. I know you are citing an example. I did mention here about crime scene investigation and forensics. We also have cybercrime office, which is headed by very knowledgeable officers as well. It may not be immediate, but it's among the priorities. And hopefully before the end of this year, we will get all these wherewithals to be able to do exactly as you are suggesting. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. My name is Omar. I work at the
Thank you, Mr. Mbai. Good question. It's a tactical way of not providing the statistics. Not that we don't have it, but we are expecting what we call the SONA, that's the State of the Nation's address. You know about this, right? Which is done by His Excellency the President at the National Assembly. These statistics is provided, so that we don't want to jump the gun of the executive by revealing that statistics here. He will be the one to do it in his speech. And that's the reason we could not provide that in my press briefing. I will tend to disagree with you on the issue of saying crime is on the rise for the period under review. Perhaps you are relying on media reports. That is what is informing this conclusion from you. But we are saying the statistics that we are having countrywide, period under review, there is a reduction. Every Monday, there is a platform or a meeting that I go, and I go with the crime statistics for the whole period, that is the week under review. And this is indicating a bit of fluctuation, but when you piece them together, you realize that there is reduction instead of increment, to answer your question. And it's also important for us to be able, perhaps you are not from the background of security, and I will not hold you responsible for this, but there is a distinct difference between various types of crimes. There is violent crime, there is cybercrime, there is petty crime, you name them. But when we want to put everything together in one basket and say this is the crime statistics, for us, we do disaggregation. And that is what will inform our data. Thank you very much. Next question.
Nelson? All right.
No, if they have questions, I'm ready, please. Okay, thank you very much.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Yona Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Yona Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Yona Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Yona Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Yona Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Yona head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Yona branch located countrywide near you.
Yeah, bari biyo ken kontan batale. Bari inatal pour kan bullo ko jibe.
Ito kontan tale makura. Bari ala ya lonte man kontan de. Makura kana nyina ko teninte belbe tuba dudu la kili moto.
Moto nyalti kay.
Ngoko di baka to ki nan jang pour yena dula dada. Ni tata na dula to makura. Ala ya long njuso malla. Ama hani futa dula to dula din. anu birite loro commencé woni bitema ama hani me
non non ama me to nyalom
ke bara fonye mune muy la kulloti
ndela kullu balu woldi
baluo
ha
way fo baluo ko loro fanankel
ikal loro fanankele
ñin kunne soniyata ta www.baluwo.com anin baluwo isela bulloran jorangol be sang anila kudola asatare mambata jorangol membu ko cementol kenyo babarol nil peruol woni nga nyon jamal ta baluwo.com yin jorangol be sang ila dinkira bado adungite batala je anin baluwo ifangole marate la kudola